And what's going on, guys? Minicall here, coming at you with another video, as this one is titled. It's going to be my first impressions on MoonDragon. So I've actually already bought the offer. I have not actually. I think I opened up one orb. I'm at work and all that fun stuff. Um, Anyway, I figured I'd open up the rest of the orbs on camera, build her up a little bit, and then just kind of do some initial impressions, how I think the team is kind of working out. Can certainly do a more in-depth video once I kind of have her built up a little bit more, and anyway. So just collecting rewards real quick, and then we will go in. We will open up some Moondragon orbs. So definitely initial impressions of the Infinity Watch team. I definitely think it is a team to kind of work towards. Definitely seems like it's going to be a strong team. It seems to be kind of already shifting up the alliance, not the alliance, the Blitz meta. Not Blitz, Jesus. The arena meta, rather. And then also, I think they're going to be a strong war offense team. They are kind of, the way their kits read, they should actually be a really good counter for heroes for hire. So that's definitely obviously a plus. So let's go on in and open up some Moondragon orbs. We definitely only want to open up one orb at a time, as the superstition in me, I feel like you get better results if you open them individually versus just kind of opening them all at once. And then we'll go in, we'll open up some red stars. Hopefully we get lucky. I initially actually wasn't anticipating her coming to the game this quickly. I thought I had about another week. And then I kind of read through some old mail, and I saw that she was actually coming today, and it kind of threw me off. I normally like to have, close to 20 red star orbs to open, and that's just not the case. But anyway, so let's go on in and open up some of her orbs real fast and see if we get any lucky pulls. So I bought the 55 offer, and like I said, I think I opened up. Actually, no, this is the first orb I've opened up because she came with 55 shards and we just got 6. So I am pulling all the orbs live on camera. Hopefully we will have some good streaming luck. A 10, that is definitely pretty nice. The $49 offer is obviously going to at least get you the bare minimum and unlock. It will get you a little bit over 100 shards. And so you'll definitely unlock her with that offer. It's just a matter of how many stars you actually get prior to her event starting. Her event is going to be very similar to kind of how Anti-Venom and Red Guardian were released, and there's going to be some orb components that are kind of tied to raids and all that other fun stuff. So 60 shard drop, I am not mad at that at all. That is definitely a really good drop. That is going to put her, I think, just a few shards away actually from 4 stars, which is pretty cool for a $50 offer, if that's obviously within your budget. So it should definitely easily be able to get her to 4 stars. We are just 13 shards away from getting her to 4. And then I would imagine over the course of the event, I should probably at the very least get her to 5 stars. We'll talk more about the event as it does get a little bit closer and we have a little bit more information on the characters that are used for that event. But most likely there'll be some modification in the Alliance as far as what raid content we're running, just to kind of maximize everyone's chances to get as many Moondragon shards as possible. So now that we have opened up her orb, let's go on in with the red star orbs. And I'm actually not sure how I'm doing with elite credits. So I'm actually real close to an Elite 4, real close to an Elite 5, and then nowhere near a 6 or a 7. So hopefully we'll get lucky with these red star orbs. We just did pull a 60, so that's a pretty rare drop, so hopefully the red star orbs reflect that as well. With Kale, a lot of the drops are pretty much all dupes, especially when we are under the kind of like 5-star range. Just because of how long Kale's been playing and red stars have been out. We're getting some really good purple drops, but they're unfortunately not very good characters. There's another 4. Let's see. Not doing so well as far as the actual characters. Haven't seen MoonDragon yet, which is going to be a little disappointing if we actually don't even get it any stars. And we are at 2 now, so that is it for my red star orbs. We have at least enough for an elite 4, which will then probably translate to an elite 5. Maybe we'll get lucky. Let's see what happens. If not, throughout the course of well, there you go, guys. 5-star MoonDragon with an elite 4. Not too shabby. That is definitely way better than I did on Phi Level. And I'm feeling lucky, and I think orbs are a little bit of a gamble. So let's go on in with an Elite 5 and see what happens. So here we go. All right. It's a dupe. It's all good. Luck has run out, apparently. So we were able to get a 5-star MoonDragon, which is phenomenal. Like I said, she is just a few shards away from being 4 stars, and over the course of the event, I should easily be able to get her to 5 stars. So I'll definitely be able to kind of maximize her full red star potential, and I will certainly do an updated video once I have her at actual 5 stars. And, if any of my thoughts kind of change or anything like that, I'll certainly let y'all know. We're going to go ahead and start out. We'll take her up to 55. That's kind of a nice little stopping point, I think, just for the purposes of I try not to spend too high over 1,000,000 gold. With daily playthrough, you typically kind of accumulate anywhere from 1,000,000 to 1.5, depending on some orb drops and all that stuff. So, if you're only spending 1,000,000 gold, you'll pretty much be getting that money back, and it's kind of like you're not really spending anything. And, eventually you kind of see a little bit of a slow trickle. And that's what I could just kind of try to keep things towards. I was doing really well with gold on Kale, but the whole Dark Dimension 4 grind has really kind of depleted my gold reserves. But I'm towards the end of my first run, so I'm definitely kind of getting back to the point where I'm able to stock up a little bit. So try to keep that, in mind, I guess, when you're, building characters, or, if you don't have a large excess of gold, it's certainly something to kind of keep in mind. All right, so I think, let's see how high we can take her, actually. I think it stops at 10, because I think I want to say Gear Tier 11 is actually level 60. Yeah, so we'll take her to level 11, or level 10, rather. Tomorrow I'll probably get her at least, I think, to 65, I think is about 1 mil, and then I'll take her to level 10, and then level 12, and then level 70 I will probably take her to G13. But let's go in, let's look at her kit a little bit. I'm going to upgrade some of these skills. And I can kind of fast click because she's not high enough to use any T4s yet, so I'm not worried about burning any T4s. I've actually been saving my T4s for this team, so I'm planning to kind of work on them right out the start. I definitely want to look kind of a little bit more at some of their skills just to see kind of the priority and which one I'm really going to kind of focus on first. Typically, I would say most teams take anywhere from probably about 1,000 to maybe 1,500 T4s to build up. Just kind of depends on, kind of the way the team is built and all that other stuff. So let's get her up as high as we can. All right, so we've got her at a nice 28k, nothing too big, really. She is a very clear candidate for ISO 8 healer, so let's at least get her, let's see, I think I can at least get her to a 3-star healer, or a 3-star ISO healer. I don't know if I actually have enough ISO to, yeah, just shy of it. All right, let's see. Bear with me for just a second, y'all. I'm just going to open up a couple orbs, get me some more ions, and worst case, I could always just spend some energy. And so those are actually orbs. I don't have any of the ion ones real fast, so I'm just going to get some ISO 8 real fast. Bear with me for just a minute. And let's see if we can actually just get her up to ISO healer level 4. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually just working on the ISOs for my Doom Raid characters and where that all is at. And we'll see if I can get enough ions to at least take her to ISO 8 level 3. So let's see. Don't have any bonus ISO energy at the moment. Let me see. All right, we've got 1,100 ions. That should, I think, at least be enough to get those 2 crystals in and maybe get her to ISO level 2. I don't think I have enough for level 3 quite yet. But Let's see. So that's going to be another 5K. Yeah, I think I'll only have enough for ISO level 2, but that's fine. It's certainly not something that all needs to be done in 1 second. Let's get her up to ISO healer 2, perfect. And now let's just kind of look at her kit real fast. And she is definitely another one of those very interesting healers. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Beast in a way, and to the sense that Beast heals, but he also does damage. So it was kind of one of those newer healer mechanics. She also has kind of a controller aspect to her, even though she's support, with her kind of removing and adding buffs. So she's really a very interesting support character. There aren't a lot of great support characters, so it's nice to see one kind of like the way she's built. So when we're looking at her basic here, she attacks primary target if she's charged, and there's a non-summoned enemy. She mind controls the non-summoned enemy to attack the primary target. That can be very interesting how that works. Depending on who she chooses to mind control, they are going to do 20% damage for this attack. So they actually gain 20% damage for this attack. So basically, whatever the character's base damage is at, they're getting 20% to that. And then if Phyla-Vell is an ally, apply assist now to one random Phyla-Vell ally. So that also, depending on how you're working the team, that also brings up the possibility of having Phyla-Vell even as a skirmisher with that assist mechanic if you're looking to get a lot of vulnerables on the field. Looking at her special here, it's a turn 1 special, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a turn 1 special, and she is going to, if the primary target is a protector with immunity, she basically flips it, and then on the primary target, and then she applies immunity to all Infinity Watch allies. Why this is really important and what's really cool about it is when you have Adam Warlock on the field, and if any of the Infinity Watch allies gain death proof, they also get the safeguard thing, which stops enemies from clearing buffs as well as stealing them. So if she has immunity and that death proof is up and you have the safeguard, basically your team becomes debuffable, or I don't know the right words for that, but basically you can't have a debuff on your team. So that's really cool. Also with this, she's going to clear all positive effects from the enemies, so very similar to how Emma's ultimate works. And then she's also going to attack for 240 damage. She applies slow, and then she also reduces the speed by 30%, very similar to kind of Ghost mechanics. And then she's also going to heal for 30% of this character's max health. She applies defense up plus deflect, and she gains 1,000 focus percent. So basically, that's one of those things that it kind of stops the focus check. So it's a really strong special, combination of a lot of characters. You're looking at a lot of characters apply immunity, but then she's also applying slow, she's reducing speed bars, she's healing, so she's kind of, I know it says she's a support character, but she has a really interesting kind of like controller-esque vibe about her, which is just really cool. So her ultimate here, it is going to take a few turns for that to go off, but she's going to heal for 15% of this character's max health. At T4, it's going to heal for 30%. She's going to apply defense down for 2 turns, and then she attacks everyone for 280. So really cool on that one. Her passive over here on spawn, if this character has 3 or more Infinity Watch, she's going to gain that charged, and then on kill, she's also going to gain a charge. So that's to kind of keep that part of her basic kind of going. When this character and any Infinity Watch ally drops below 50%, she's going to apply defense up to them as well as to deflect to basically kind of keep them alive a little bit longer to hopefully be able to pop off a heal. She's also going to gain 40% focus, and then the Infinity Watch allies are going to gain that focus as well as resistance. And again, this is kind of a combination of to allow Infinity Watch to apply debuffs as well as resist them. And so I just think that's really cool. And then, basically this charge thing. So the way it reads to me is she should attack, and then if she's charged, the mind control target should attack as well. So really cool character. I'm going to actually upgrade Phyla-Vell real quick because I can. That'll pop her off to 4 stars. And again, I think I should easily be able to get a Phyla-Vell to 5 stars through the course of her event. We're going to go here. We're going to look at her team. And I really want the team to kind of basically do most of the work. So I don't want to really add in any like OP characters or anything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out my Ravager think that's Boomer over here. We'll take him out. We will add MoonDragon in. I've got Yondu over here just kind of as a body, and I think he kind of gives you more of a pure kind of like how the team is actually doing versus adding a really strong character like Kestrel, Silver Surfer, etc. Now, for some reason, you don't unlock Adam Warlock because you're not ready, which, there's no shame in that. Definitely, you can look at adding in another character to kind of substitute for Adam Warlock. And characters like Kestrel, Silver Surfer are all really good options. So we are currently in 8.3 in Blitz. Let's see. We'll kind of try an easier team, see how that goes first, and then we can kind of try a more like meta-esque team and see how they do with that as well. Also keep in mind, like I said, Phyla-Vell and MoonDragon are both low stars, and MoonDragon in particular is, about half the power of the next highest character. So anyway, let's go in here. We are going to, I still haven't really kind of looked at a lot of their stuff very much, so I don't have it kind of like memorized. Let's go ahead and do this. This should apply evade to our Infinity Watch allies, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit just because I want to make sure that things are kind of working as they're described. So we've got some heal box on the field, and you'll notice here that Gamora is actually, so they fixed the bug that was kind of in her kit, and she is starting to be basically empowered, which is it makes a big difference. And prior to them kind of fixing the bug, it was kind of where she was only doing it, I think, which she had 3 allies, it was taking her an extra turn or 2 to actually become empowered. So it's really cool that it's basically working on turn 1 now. And bear with me just a minute, y'all. And so anyway, so they fixed that little bug, and Gamora at least is definitely functioning as intended, which is really cool. I'm going to speed up a little bit. All right, boom. All right, Phyla-Vell's turn. Let's go in, and we will do her ultimate. So it should clear all negative effects. Bury yourself. And, actually, let's hold off. There's no one on this team that really does debuffs. So let's go in with the special, get some barrier going. And the barrier definitely obviously gets a lot higher as Phyla-Vell gets higher up in level and she has more health. And, it kind of gives the team a little bit of sustainability. There's even, I think, potential for this team to kind of raid. They're not necessarily, obviously, good for Doom raids as a team, just because the fact that they all have different kind of traits. You've got bio, you've got mystic, you've got tech, skill, so they can't really do the Doom raids together. But anyway, so we do have a protector on the field, and he doesn't have immunity, so it's not going to flip anything. But it should clear all positive effects from the enemies and then attack and also apply slow, and it should also reduce his Hulk's speed bar, and we should get a little heal going. So let's see. Now again, there is a resistance check, and that Hulk is pretty big compared to my MoonDragon, but even despite all that, she still was able to get the taunt off of him, and she healed all her allies, which she brought Yondu up a little bit, which, I mean, again, Yondu doesn't really matter in this situation, but anyway, the other cool thing about having 4 Infinity Watch allies, or essentially 3, and having a team of 4, is that Nebula's assist mechanic is based off of, it's a percentage thing. And the more Infinity Watch allies you have, the higher the percent for Nebula to assist, and on Gamora's attacks, which then possibly triggers a secondary attack on Gamora, who is on my team a striker. And she's definitely turning out to be a really big damage dealer, and any extra attack she's taking is always going to be a good thing. So let's go ahead and finish this off with the ult. It should attack for a bunch of damage. I actually scratched that. I want to see the way her basic works. So we're going to attack Daredevil over here, and if it doesn't kill Daredevil, since MoonDragon is charged, Wolverine over here should attack Daredevil because the Greg is a summoned minion. So let's see what actually happens. Oh, actually, scratch that. I was I was looking. I was actually on Phi Level at that moment. So, but anyway, that should still happen. Let's see. Let's kill Greg real fast. All right, there we go. So this time, all right. So let's see if this works. So again, she should attack Daredevil, or not Daredevil. Deadpool over here, and then Wolverine should assist. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that doesn't work exactly as I would have read it. I read it as Moondragon attacking and then the kind of mind control attack. That's not how that works. So basically, she does the basic attack if she doesn't have a charge, and if she has a charge, she does the mind control, which then caused Phyla-Vell to assist, and then because of Nebula's assist mechanic, Nebula assisted also. So that was actually pretty cool. I like the way that worked. Let's see. We don't really have any big teams showing, but let's go on in with another team, see how they do. Hopefully I will have a kind of big team pop up and we can test out a more meta team to kind of go up against. All right, so we are loaded in. This time around, I'm going to kind of keep it just at 3x. The things seem to be working as intended. So we'll go in, starting with Nebula's ult over there. You'll see again here, Gamora is becoming empowered on turn 1, which again is phenomenal. All right, we've already basically got the big hitter out of this team out of the way. Thor is gone and should be able to mop up the rest of this kind of weird Avenger squad that they got going on. So we'll pop in with the special over here. Slowed down Night Nurse, which also affected her turn meter. And yeah, this is pretty much a done deal as far as this fight goes. Let's go after Captain America. Got a critical hit, you saw there. So, I mean, that's just insane. Gamora one-shotted him, basically, and then she gets an additional attack. So that's just really cool. I like the way, I love when kind of kill mechanics work the way they're supposed to. And, you can kind of get some you can really roll over certain characters. All right. So that was another kind of easy fight. I'd like to take them. So this would definitely be a challenge right here. That's certainly an option. That obviously is not. Let's go in with the challenge. Let's see how they do against Black Bolt, as well as a Silver Surfer. Now, things to watch out, obviously, with Silver Surfer is this team is semi-dependent on charges in a way. Characters like Gamora, it's the first character that you actually want her to lose charges, but MoonDragon, you kind of want her to have charges on her versus not. So let's go after Surfer here first. Surfer, we don't want him to speed up. If he starts speeding up, he's going to do a crazy amount of damage. I think what we will also do is with MoonDragon, we will slow down Black Bolt a little bit with MoonDragon's special. Because again, it's kind of very similar to the way Ghost's basic works, where it kind of, affects turn meter and all that stuff. So we were able to at least survive the Silver Surfer ultimate, which is certainly good. We basically have Surfer down. Let's go in. Let's slow Black Bolt a little bit. And so Black Bolt is already a really slow character. And then we added a slow to him. And then we also, reduced some of his turn meter. We'll go in with Gamora, see if we can get the kill. Boom, we got the kill on Black Bolt over there. We're now going to focus on Silver Surfer over here, and hopefully I can get Surfer down fast enough. All right, poor little MoonDragon just died over there. Again, it's not, I don't think, a reflection kind of her as a character. It's more just, the level she's at. I honestly think at a higher level, this team definitely would have been able to handle this almost no problem. Because, you saw there we were doing really good for a minute, but I think that was a pretty big Black Bolt from what I remember seeing. But yeah, still pretty impressed with the team. The team worked very well. We actually still might be able to win this. Certainly not the cleanest victory, obviously, but because Gamora and Nebula they should actually both get a revive when they do die, and let's see. So we actually still might be able to come out on top of this. Again, like I said, it's definitely not the smoothest win in the world, but we did just get our 2 revives, and now basically all we have is this little yo-yo, so hopefully we can get yo-yo knocked out, and this just also goes to show you how strong the reworks for both Gamora and Nebula are. Certainly, obviously, more so Gamora than Nebula, but I'd say that was a pretty successful test. They did really well. I think, honestly, as you keep building up this team, they are just going to get even better. They definitely look like one of those teams that have become absolute kind of just monsters when they do get higher powered. And there's not really any other fun targets to fight, so I am probably going to call this video quits. Initial impressions of MoonDragon, definitely a wonderful character. If you have the resources and you are, a light spender or even a semi-moderate spender, I definitely am willing to say that MoonDragon is definitely worth it. She definitely ties that team together, but with her kit, she also has a very strong standalone potential. And, looking at her, she's a skill cosmic character, so it definitely gives you another option for a DD4 character for the cosmic section. And, because skill, there's not too many good skill characters. And honestly, as far as like really hardcore good skill characters for DD4, I can't actually honestly think of any off the top of my head. So let's filter this. So, looking here, well, Kestrel obviously goes without saying, but, the previous skill characters that were cosmic anyway really weren't all that super great. They're great on their teams, but as standalones are not necessarily as good. So it definitely kind of shakes things up a little bit. Gives you an additional option for DD4. So again, I think she's a great character. So when we find out her full kind of method of release with the event, again, it'll be focused on raids, arena, and that stuff. But once we have more information on that, we will certainly get back to the Alliance on how we're going to tackle this. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a good week and has a good upcoming weekend. Take it easy.